Hi Gemini, this is EJ with your reading for September 15th to the 21st of 2025. I don't know why I said March, but there it is. As I was meditating on our energy, I had the sense of anxiousness, like you were waiting, anxious, ready, wanting, like not anxious in a bad way, but in an exciting way. So I just feel like there's something here that you might be anxious about. And with that Three of Wands, it's like, you know, you're waiting for something so that you'll be able to plan and move forward with, you know, move forward in the right direction. And you're wondering if this opportunity or if this situation is going to be the right one. Now, I did see partnerships as well when I was meditating on that. So there could be a new opportunity that is coming up for you. Whether it be, you know, maybe learning something new, maybe going back to school, maybe partnerships, maybe relationships, maybe a job. You know, it could be different things because, you know, we just started. So with that Three of Wands, it's like you're waiting. But I feel like now is the time for you to really gain new experiences, or really wanting new experiences, or travel. Like I just see something new and you're ready to pursue it in that direction. Okay, I feel like you're ready to go in that direction. That it's just like, I think you're just waiting for something though. Okay, but let's see, Spirit, what else for Gemini? What else does Gemini need to know September 15th to the 21st of 2025? What else does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to know, please? I hope y'all are doing well, and that all of what you're trying to manifest comes into reality. Page of Pentacles. So you could be waiting for an opportunity, a job offer with that Page of Pentacles, because the Page of first of all, Page of Pentacles is Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And so with this energy, it could be that you are waiting for news to come in, right? With this, because the page brings us news. But I do see that there is some good news coming your way. And I feel like I just feel for some of you that this is a job opportunity, or this is an opportunity for you to really step up to the next level in your finances, that will offer you some sort of more stability than you have today. Others of you, it could be gifts that might be coming in, and it may be coming in small increments or through a business of sort. And I see it coming in like small increments, but at the end it's a large one. It does indicate that it's good news that can be overwhelming, and this is probably why that anxious nervousness was there. But it was in an exciting way. It wasn't like, you know, worrisome, because I do feel like there is a new offer for a lot of you, or a lot of us, I should say. And I feel like this is definitely going to bring some really good changes to your situation. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini? What else for Gemini, please? What else for Gemini? What else for Gemini, please? What else does Gemini need to know September 15th to the 21st of 2025? I feel like for some of you, I just feel like, I don't know how to really put this into words. But I feel like you're really adapting. I don't know if that's the right word. Embracing this new path that's coming up. It's different. It's quite different for a lot of you. A lot of us, it's going to be very different. But I feel like you're ready to embrace this. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini, please? I feel like there has been like some people that you don't trust. We have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords brings us that clarity, right? So I feel like this news that comes in really allows you to see more into your future. It really allows you to make better plans, and I feel like you're ready to let go of something. And for some of you, it could be that this means that you're ready to leave one job for another, is what I'm getting. Because again, the Ace of Swords is like, yeah, I'm gonna move towards this fresh start, and I don't care if I have to let something else go in order to do that, because there's some sort of separation with this. And I really feel like you're really focused. You're really focused on this new start, this fresh start, and it's a victory. Okay, it's a victory. It's a decision that is very favorable, and that does clear a path ahead of you, right? So it's like a very clear path to success. Okay, I feel like you're being very strategic, and you're planning, and you're really thinking it through as you make these plans to move forward. Really, really good. Okay, and then we have the Tower. So again, I mentioned that you are ready to let go of something, right? Or someone, or a situation, because I feel like the universe is saying, I need to break this down for you to bring you the clarity that you need to be able to plan for the future and allow you to have the success that you deserve and desire. And that can be, success means different things for everyone. So I'm just using that term, and you apply it to your situation how you see fit. But I see that there is going to be a lot of changes in your current work environment. But I feel like you're walking away from that. I see you walking away from that. And I see that something that, because there's an ending here, right? There's an ending here, and there's a lot of tension in, if this is a work environment. It could even be in your current situation, but I see there's tension, and I just feel like the communication is not clear, and you're ready to let this go. I'm definitely going to clarify that, right, and see what our Spirit says. But I do feel like there is something better coming up in the future for you, okay? And I really do feel like it's going to be happening soon. For some of you, it could be less than 3 weeks. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini, please? I see a lot of exciting things, though. Even though the Tower's here, it does bring excitement, right? It does bring, because it is a change. It is a sudden change, and maybe it's a necessary change that needs to happen. Because I know sometimes we don't, some of us we don't like change, right? We like to just be comfortable. But Spirit is like, no, we need change so that you can move in and elevate to the next level. So you need to just welcome that change. Even though at that moment it might not feel good, because we can't see the future. But once you get to that point where you can look back, then you're like, yes, that makes sense. Okay. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. I love that, because the because I see anxiety, as I mentioned in the earlier, and I see that with this, it's an anxiety after an upsetting event that disappears, right? Because I feel like that now things are getting better for you. Right now we're not disappointed, we're not hurt, the anxiety settles down, because we've got the clarity that we needed through this change. But we didn't have it, right? We didn't have it here. Now we see it very clear, because that Three of Swords in reverse does talk about anxiety of changes that are happening, but it does lead to something better. So I'm really curious to see what Spirit is going to say. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini, please? What else for Gemini? What does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to know? Wow, I love it. Okay. We have the Sun. I love it. I love it, and I love it, because again, we have the Tower saying, all right, I need to shake this foundation. We need to get rolling, right? We need to get out of this situation that you're in, where there's a lot of tension, where you're not happy in. where it's more darkness than lightness, and we're going to take you into the sunshine, right? And this is where you'll have happiness. This is where you'll have success. This is where you're protected, because this is where you're meant to be. And I don't really feel like you're going to be very worried anymore. And I do feel like for some of you, you know, I'm not a doctor, so don't take that. I'm just taking the messages that your health, you feel better, you feel energetic, you feel things are getting better for you. Again, in love, things look good. New relationships and partnerships, like I mentioned. And I do feel like this is going to be a really good time for you to enjoy your success and the change in your situation. So again, I do feel things are going to change up for you. Now, for some of you that I mentioned that management was changing or something's changing in your work environment, some of you may be promoted, okay? And I feel like they needed to let go of these people, and it could be 3 people, it could be 2 people, but I feel like there's going to be some movement there that allows more opportunity for growth. But you lead into the 4 of Wands, where I see you moving into a time of stability and celebration and success here with this 4 of Wands. And I mentioned that, you know, the worry is no longer there. The anxiety of stress, right? Not the anxiety of excitement, but the anxiety of stress is no longer there. And I feel like this change, this direction is going to allow you to move into something greater with this 4 of Wands being the center of your reading. And so definitely drives that, right? So, you know, we have this Page of Pentacles with the 4 of Wands where an opportunity is being offered, and it's going to allow you to have more stability. Now, some of you might be a business from your home. It could be that you're working from home. It could be that you're moving house here, okay? Because this opportunity may allow that change. But with this Ace of Swords being here, it does talk about it giving you a clear path, right? A clear path to success, to victory, to happiness, to joy, to no more being heartbroken or disappointed in your current situation, but rather being more free. I feel like your shoulders are just like they're not stressed anymore, right? They're not tense. They're relaxed, and you feel happy and you feel better because of all of the change that is happening, even though it might have been disappointing or worrisome. Not disappointing, but worrisome in the beginning, right? Because anytime there's some kind of change with the Tower and the Ace of Swords, it's like something is leaving your life, right? Your situation, but then something greater comes in. And that's how we have to see it, so that we're not so worried about these changes that are happening, right? But they're good changes. Let's see. Spirit, what else for Gemini? What else for... I do see communication coming in and coming in strong. And I do feel, again, some of you might even be like between 3 to 4 weeks. Some of you before 3 weeks. All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini? What else does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to know? So we have the Strength card. You could be dealing with the Leo. But I like the Strength card when it's here, because calm, patient, trustworthy, having faith and believing, you know, and not only that, but having the strength and the courage to persevere all of what's happening here, to be able to embrace what's happening here, okay? So again, with that Strength card, I do feel like things are going to, with that Strength card, I'm sorry, I was about to sneeze. I am so sorry. With the Strength card, this does talk about, you know, being patient and having courage to move with this change. But I do see there's tension around you. And I feel like you just need to be strong, right? And don't allow that to bring you down. Try to stay balanced. And I know that that's very hard to say. I know that I'm in a very chaotic situation at work. But I always tell myself, their problem is not my problem, and I'm not going to let it get to me. If they got an attitude, that's their problem, but they're not going to ruin my day, right? And I feel like with this is kind of what this is saying, but this is really saying to hold your space and be patient, because you will definitely succeed with a lot of grace, and I see a lot of balance there, right? The universe is definitely giving you a lot of support. And I feel like you're going to move through this, right? You're going to move through this. You're going to get through this. Everything is going to be it's going to look different and better for you, okay? All right, Spirit, what else for Gemini? What else for Gemini? What else for Gemini, please? What else does Gemini need to know? What else does Gemini need to know? I do see, again, if you're like going in for interviews or anything like that, I do see a partnership forming there. What else for Gemini, please? What else for Gemini, please? Six of Pentacles. Again, an opportunity is coming your way. An opportunity is coming your way that's definitely going to improve your situation overall with that Six of Pentacles, because it's giving you an offer that's going to be more than you thought. It's very generous. It's a very generous offer, and things are about to move in it. You're going to start to move and see things move into a more positive way if you don't already feel that happening in your life. But I see there's a lot of, prosperity. I do see, again, you're headed towards better times for sure. And I do see there's a lot of success here. Now, we also did get this Four of Swords, which talks about, taking time to rest, right? Having faith and believing. Because if we look at this Four of Swords, it looks like a church window, right? And then it looks like he's praying. He's not on a defense because he put his sword down, or she put his sword down, whatever, And it's more like they're praying because they're believing for the best, right? They're believing for the best in their situation. Let's go ahead and just put it here. They're believing for the best in their situation, and they're saying, in Spirit is saying that have faith and plan for the future rather than stress and worry about something that you can't control. And it's really time for you to really look at things from a different perspective, right? And have a plan, right? Have a plan about how you're going to move in this new direction. Because I feel like for some of you Geminis, I feel that, sorry, there's a plane going by. I feel like you need to take that time out with this Four of Swords to really reflect and deflect, right? So just kind of decompress from the stress and the worry and the anxiety that you might be getting in your work environment or whatever situation you might be in, because better days are ahead. Better days are ahead. Oh, I'm getting this song, oh happy days. That's in my head right now. Oh happy days. If you know that song. But and I feel like that's you singing that because better days are ahead. That's going to lead to very good happiness and success and less stress. And, again, all of the hurt that you've been holding, all the disappointment from past situations, not even just from this situation, but from the past, needs to be let go, right? And we need to believe that our situation is going to get better, whether it's in romance, business, relationships, just overall life, it is going to get better. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and clarify this and see exactly what Spirit is trying to say to us, because sometimes the messages are here, but we need a deeper understanding, right? All right, Divine Universe, Holy Spirit, and Guardian Angels, please clarify this reading for the zodiac sign of Gemini. Clarify with integrity and honesty for Gemini, please. And again, I just feel like you've gone through so much that it's giving you the strength to withhold whatever it is that you're going through. Is it fair? No. But it is what it is. And Spirit is saying, because you remained strong and you learned, we got to release that, the disappointment, the hurt, the worries, all of that, the doubt, right? And embrace happiness, embrace something that is to come. Okay. All right. Let's see. Should we just start with, let's go ahead and start with this Four of Wands, because it looks very, I mean, if the energy feels good, it feels happy, it's, you know, very, you were celebrating there. There's joy, there's stability, right? There's more of a balance there. So Spirit, let's clarify this Four of Wands for Gemini. What is this about? And again, it could be that you're moving house here, Gemini, especially with this Three of Wands when you're looking out into the future, right? We do have the Ace of Wands here. Now, the Ace of Wands are all about action. So Four of Wands, now we're clarifying that with the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is like, let me take this wand and let me make it happen, right? So it's the beginning of something new, a new journey, a new job, a new relationship, a new home, okay? It's just the beginning. And there's more to come. This is just the beginning and there's more to come. And, wow, it's exciting. I mean, I feel very excited about this. All right, Spirit, let's get one more for that Four of Wands. Can we get one more for that Four of Wands, please? The Tower. Look at that. You guys, we have the Tower twice. So there's going to be some changes in your home life, in your situation. But this is, I mean, it's amazing because it's going to bring something good. It's a dramatic change, you guys. We're not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be dramatic, but it gives you a new outlook in life. It also brings unexpected change, a change in your career and change in your environment as we see that. And a change that brings a new beginning here. And you're ready for it. You're ready to move ahead. You're ready to say, give me this wand. It's almost like that wand of magic, right? And the sparkles come out, the stars come out, and it's just all what you want. There it is. There it is. Wow. So there is going to be a very dramatic change, but it's a very good dramatic change. It's a change that needs to happen to elevate you in your life, in your situation, okay? All right, what about this Tower? Can we get insight on this Tower? And I'm sorry about the barking dog, if you can hear it. The Tower, please. What about this Tower, please? Oh, I love it. The Ace of Cups. So it's going to bring you a fulfillment of happiness, of joy, of, you know, because the Ace of Cups is like my joy is overflowing, right? My happiness is overflowing. And I feel like this is what it's going to do. It's going to bring that overflow of happiness, of joy, of success, this new beginning, friendships, relationships. Things are looking good, even though for some of us, we might feel like, you know, and anytime there's some kind of dramatic change like that, especially in your work environment or in your home situation, it brings that worry, stress, right? Because what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? We start to overthink that. But Spirit is saying, look at your cup. It's going to be full. Oh my God. It's going to be full and it's going to be filled 10 times, right? More than you could just imagine. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles as well. So not only are you going to be emotionally satisfied and happy, but also you're going to have an opportunity, an offer that's coming to you that leads you to prosperity and abundance and material wealth, right? There's a lot of growth coming in for you and new opportunities too, where you're definitely going to be very, very comfortable here, Gemini. I mean, very comfortable. I mean, when I say comfortable, it's almost like you're living large, right? Living la vida loca, like living large. Okay? All right, Spirit, let's go ahead and clarify the Six of Pentacles for Gemini. What is the Six of Pentacles all about for Gemini? What is the Six of Pentacles about for Gemini, please? Okay. We have the Magician. So you're moving forward with this offer, this opportunity, especially with this magician, full of confidence, very joyful. And I don't see it in a prideful way. I see it more of it, I'm excited, I got it, I'm good, you know, we're moving on up, right? We're moving on up to the, you know, it's just, yeah. Anyway, let me stop being silly. But anyways, this is the magician. Look at him. Look at this magician, because he's like full force, or she, right? Because this is a general reading. You are full force moving forward in acceptance of this offer, because this offer is something just amazing, right? It's amazing. It's a new beginning, a new opportunity, a new relationship, just new. Everything is new, right? And that card does act as a catalyst for new things to come. And so there's going to be a lot of good new things that are coming into your life. That's going to be more than you ever could imagine, you guys. Ever could imagine. Eight of Pentacles. You worked hard for this. You worked hard for this. You worked hard to bring this progress into your life, right? You stuck to your goals. You focused, and you were like, I'm going to make this happen. Even if it was just you applying to jobs, that's a lot of work. That's a whole job in itself that we don't get paid for. And I feel like that right there, you're very ambitious. And you're like, I am not going to settle. I may have accepted something because I needed to, but I'm not settling here. And Spirit knows that. And Spirit's like, I'm bringing you something good. But you got to do your part, okay? Whether it's in your business, whether it's your home, whatever it might be, okay? You got to put your part into it. You have to be that ambitious person, be very focused. And I feel like there's just a lot of personal growth. There's a lot of expansion in all areas of your life here. Wow. I accept this reading. All right. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about this Three of Wands. What is this Three of Wands all about for Gemini, please? What is this Three of Wands all about for Gemini? Can we get some insight on this Three of Wands for Gemini? Can we get some insight on this Three of Wands for Gemini? We have Justice. Libra. Just know this is for you, okay? This is like a contract that is put together between you and the Holy Spirit and the universe. And it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's going to be favorable. And I feel like there's a lot of positive things coming through for you, a lot of success. And things are going to balance out as you plan and move towards the future. Okay? It looks amazing. It feels amazing. I wish you can, well, maybe you can feel the energy. But it's something out of this world. That's all I can say. It's like it's something out of this world that is. I feel like we've been in the struggle bus for such a long time that we're hanging out of that bus. Like we want out of this darn bus, right? And we don't ever want to see that bus again. And I feel like, you know, you kind of like, have you ever seen, I'm pretty sure you've seen them, where you're on the highway or you're on the street and you're driving and you see a dog just hanging out the window? That's how we are on the struggle bus. We're hanging out that window and we're like, don't roll this window up. I'm going to break it because I'm ready to get out. But Spirit is saying, don't worry. I'm bringing something great to you. Okay? I'm bringing you something so amazing. Look at that. The Fool. I'm bringing you something so amazing that you're going to be excited like this fool, and you're going to be acting like a fool because it's greater than you can imagine. Just like I've been saying, it's out of this world, something out of this world for you. A new path, a new journey, new ideas, new relationships, new beginning. Worry-free, mind you. Worry-free. We don't got to stress anymore. I'm sure we're going to stress because we're Geminis, right? We will overthink everything. But it's going to be in a good way. It's not going to be in a way where we've been on that, you know, like we've been on that struggle bus, how we've been worried about how we're going to get out of that. Spirit is like, if you haven't already, you will start to see this. You will start to feel it. But we got to clear our mind, right? That Four of Swords. Clear your mind and give it to the Lord because He's going to make it better. And his timing is always perfect timing, not ours. Because when we go on our timing, guess what we're going to do? Be on that struggle bus again. We don't want to get there. We don't want to be in that bus. The whole goal is to stay out of this bus. Okay? All right. Let's see this. Let's talk about the Ace of Swords, please. What is this Ace of Swords all about? I'm just excited about this new beginning, this new path. I kind of, I just see a path. This is what I see. I see a path, and it has a bunch of green trees, and there's flowers down this road, and it's like a white fence on both sides, and the sun is just shining so bright that you can just see the direction you're going in very clearly. It's like a clear path ahead. Oh my goodness. Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Swords, that's what we were clarifying, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, I don't know. It can't get any better than it's getting right now, because the Wheel of Fortune is like, let me just do a little spin. Let me spin you around, Gemini, and let me spin you into the good fortune section, right? We're not going to spin you into the struggle bus. Nope, let's take you out. Let's do a little spinny spin, and let's move you into this good fortune, right? So a lot of good things are happening. You're going to meet some amazing people, and maybe through these amazing people, maybe you're networking for a job, or maybe you're a realtor, or maybe you're a salesperson, and that brings you sales, right? That brings you something. It could be that you're interviewing. It could, it could be so many different things for everybody, but know that this is a good meeting, okay? Positive outcome. And I feel like this is definitely going to allow you to it's going to give you the ability to start something fresh and something new and something different. Again, that Ace of Swords brings clarity, and it brings something new. It brings something different, but we got to let something go, right? We've got to let go what we've been holding in our hearts, because it's not doing us any justice whatsoever. And we need to say goodbye to that. And we need to be able to, in order to receive this goodness, we need to get rid of that, right? That Three of Swords needs to go. We need to, even though it's in reverse, because it's saying that we need to let it go. We can't hold on to that no more. And I know sometimes, Geminis, when someone does us wrong, we put up the steel walls, right? Not a wooden wall or a brick wall. They're steel, like no one can get through it. And we keep them up because that's just how we are. We protect ourselves. And Spirit is saying, well, I can't get through that steel wall if you don't lower it, so that I can bless you with this amazing new beginning, this new life, right? It's more than you can imagine, you guys. More than you can imagine. So I hope that if you got that steel wall up, that you just give it to the Lord, and He will just embrace you. He will heal you, and He will bring you the joy that you deserve and the happiness. Man, I feel like I'm up in church right now. But anyways, you know what? Let's get some oracle cards. Give me 2 seconds while I grab them. I feel like we haven't done that in a bit. And we're going to definitely use my Soul Tree Oracle cards. I love these cards. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I love trees, and I was gifted these wonderful cards, and they're so beautiful. So let me go ahead and do a quick shuffle. Divine Universe, Holy Spirit, and Guardian Angels, please give us additional messages to tie up this reading for Gemini, please. The zodiac sign of Gemini. Whoa. See, the things are already coming out, you guys. All right, Spirit, give us something good. Give us a message to top the reading for Gemini. What do they need to know? What additional messages do they... Wow. Rebirth. Look at this. Rebirth, you guys. See, I told you, it's all about having a new beginning, a new you, right? You're going to be a new you. You're not going to be the same person anymore. You're going to be someone different with the rebirth, right? Welcome these new beginnings. Welcome them, because there's so, oh my God, there's better times ahead, exciting times, joyful times, stress-free times. Like I could just, oh my Lord, I could just feel it right now. I feel it in my bones. I hope you do too. What else, Spirit? Give us another message to top this reading for Gemini. Let's get another message for Gemini, please. Let's get another message for... Whoops. Cards are wanting to fall all over the place again. See, Spirit says, look, Gemini, I've got things for you, but you need to embrace it, right? You need to be willing to accept it. You need to let go of the things that are blocking this blessing to come in. Lower that steel wall. You have emerging. Emerging is something that is emerging within you and around you, right? Something great. Spiritual growth, self-love, self-awareness, newness, right? New beginnings, new things. So it's almost like a new you. So not only are we rebirthing and getting a new path and a new journey, new things, but here it is. It's emerging and it's happening. It's happening. If you don't already feel it or don't already see it, you will. Okay? And then we have mystery. And I love mystery because mystery is like really following your intuition because you're being guided towards this, right? And you might be questioning, like, how do I know? Well, here we are, that Four of Swords, right? The Four of Swords is like, take a step to the side for a minute, quiet yourself down, quiet your mind, and allow the Spirit to speak to you. That mystery, right? And then that's definitely going to allow you to connect with your higher self, with your intuition, and it's definitely going to move you into this direction, right? But be open to the mystery of the unknown. That's where the key is, right? You need to be open. Okay, those walls need to come down, Gemini. I know, because I'm a double Gemini. And let me tell you, when someone does me wrong, those walls go up and they never come down. And I act like I don't even know you. Like, I'm not even kidding. Am I petty? No. I'm not rude or anything like that. I just don't trust no more, right? I just protect myself. All right, Spirit, is there anything else for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini? All right, Gemini, I feel like this is it. This is a very good, amazing reading so far. And I feel like, if you haven't already, that Four of Swords is just take time for yourself, right? Whether it's on the weekend or if you're working, request, a PTO day, and just take time to really just decompress and release so you can embrace. I know that I had to do that with my job because it's very toxic, and working 11 hours, 12 hours every day, I don't think so. So I really needed the time to really just stay to myself. And I feel like this is what you're needing as well. Just kind of take that time to decompress, to regroup, to re-strengthen, right? Because when we're beaten down, how do we have the strength to embrace this change that's happening, right? We don't. We fall. So we need to take care of ourselves. So in order to do that, again, just taking that time, maybe it's away from social media, maybe it's away from the people that drive you crazy, and just, even if it's in the shower, even if it's in the shower, or if you like to take baths, just let it go, right? Inhale, exhale, and just let it go, and just clear your mind and protect yourself, from falling into that energy again, because the good that's coming, we don't want to block it. We don't want to block it because it is amazing. It is that amazing. All right. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment below. Don't forget to check out my website where I handmake and do all the things myself. And until next time.